Welcome to the BXG Podcast, the podcast where pop culture and nerd culture meet.
You think it's just going to be barbecue sauce?
Because if you actually read those books, it's just gobbledygook.
I really think clothes should be mandatory.
Speaking of Star Wars,
Captain America.
trailer reaction video. Welcome back to a BXG trailer reaction at BXG Production. I am one of your hosts, the Alpha Dona guy, Brenton Beswick, alongside my co-host, Gregory T. Filson, and T is for trailer reaction.
That is correct.
Greg, first look, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Expectations, where's your level of interest?
I will say, I feel like this is what I'll say. My level of interest is probably like mid. My interest is higher than mid because I think like this is where we introduce the next, fully introduce the next big bad. We've seen him before, of course, but right. I'm talking about the fully, like, he is being the big bad. And so the other thing I will say is, like, I like that. I also just like Ant-Man. I'm probably someone that was like higher on Ant-Man than a lot of other people. I really like both the movies because I like how it didn't take itself too seriously. When some of the other ones maybe at some point took themselves too seriously, even if they were still funny. Mm-hmm. It's because of Paul Rudd. And so right. I think whatever happens with this movie, I mean, I think it'll definitely be entertaining. I think of the next like 2 or 3, this will probably be the most entertaining. It may not be the best, but I think it might be the most entertaining. In fact, it'll make you laugh. I think it's going to bridge a huge gap too. I really think that. I would say my interest level is mid because there's nothing to make me feel more excited because we're kind of in a lull, right? Sure. I mean, so until you can make me excited, it's hard to make me excited, if that makes sense.
So for clarification, the big bad we're talking about is Jonathan Majors, Kang the Conqueror, who was first shown as in Loki as He Who Remains. But this is the I believe this is the first actual Kang that we'll get of the time traveling baddie. But I'm ready to jump right in here. We have the Marvel Entertainment official Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer. So let's peep this in 3, 2, 1, go.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions.
Elton John.
Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense.
Employee of the month, good.
But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
People still need help. That's why we made this. Like a satellite for deep space.
His daughter being all grown up is kind of freaking me out. But
wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm. Turn it off. Now.
It sounds bad. This doesn't sound good at all. Yep, well, I was right. You do Rick Sanchez stuff, things happen. Oh no, Rick!
Marvel's okay.
Where?
The recast is a little bit jarring on the daughter.
Yeah, she's older, like significantly, so.
It's a secret universe beneath ours.
Ooh, so cool. Well, I'm like digging the vibe right now. Like, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
It isn't what you think.
Is it Bill Yes.
Yeah.
And give you more time. If you help me.
Okay.
So, what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
February 17th.
I
think well, a couple things.
Yeah.
I think that this is a little bit, I mean, this is darker than we're used to.
Yeah.
Like you said, the anime
Yeah.
movies are typically pretty lighthearted. I'm interested. I'm interested in a way that we got teases. We got teases of Thanos. We got the end credits in the original Avengers, end credited in Age of Ultron. I think he was, he was around in the Guardians movies, but we were never really face to face with him until Infinity War.
Right.
And then subsequently Endgame. And it seems like there's just, we're going to be seeing more of Kang. It seems like prior to Avengers Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars. And I think that that's a good thing because this is certainly a villain who is probably to the casual fan not as familiar. But I think that him as the big bad here in this particular, the multiverse saga, is interesting in that it kind of, he's a different feel. He feels more manipulative. He feels more cunning.
It's more mind games.
Yeah. And I think that that's kind of an interesting direction to go after having Thanos, who is definitely more, brute force kind of a kind of bad guy. So to have this sort of villain who's kind of going to be all over the place and then just generally plays a different kind of game is very interesting. Let me ask you this question. Well, first, let me ask you, what were your general thoughts on the trailer? And then I'll follow that up.
I will 100% say it's the first time we watched a Marvel trailer where I got like a little bit of chills, a little bit of hair raised in the back of my neck. Because it feels like something's finally at stake. Like it took a while. It really felt like we didn't have anything at stake since Endgame. Honestly, this felt like none of it really mattered. And yeah, some people have died or whatever along the way, but it never felt like anything really mattered. And you're taking this thing where he's giving that ultimatum, which I really like. I think that's kind of that big thing. And it feels like it will matter. Whether it does or it doesn't, we don't know until the movie actually happens. But I like that idea of Kang coming out and just doing his mind game. Boom. Yeah, I can do these things for you, but, and then we'll see what that major but is. And I think that's really cool. I do like it, sir. I think we're still going to get the humor involved.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
obviously we're trying to build people in because I think this is a trailer where Marvel's like, we have to pull people back in. They know that it's slipping a little. And you're doing a Black Panther movie without Black Panther. I mean,
without T'Challa at the very least.
Right, but I'm saying without what we think of as Black Panther. A man,
sure.
And so it's it's that thing where it's like that movie will probably still be very successful and I will see it the day it comes out. But it's one of those things where you need that grip. And I think the hand we have both behind us is kind of showing that too, this grip on us. And it's I will say it's 100% still weird to not have the people that we're accustomed to doing these movies. So it's nice to have someone back who isn't Thor. He's not a main Avenger. But we all still know Paul Rudd, and that's one of those things. So I would say it made me more excited than I thought. I honestly thought this trailer is probably just going to be cracking jokes and a little Kang at the end. So I like that. And the last thing I'll say is if you're a comic book person, Thanos was around a lot before he did anything. It's and so comic books build by some issues of comic books will be it's the Avengers, but it's actually just Thanos. Sure. And you might see Captain America and Tony talking for a little bit, but it's mostly that. And so this feels like the thing where they're making this more comic booky, which I would love if that's actually how the theme of this era of Marvel goes, where it's actually more comic booky than the other way around. So we'll see what happens. But I thought this was a really good trailer, better than expected for me.
Obviously this is conjecture and it's difficult to try to glean this from one 2.5 minute long trailer. Do you think Scott Lang will die in this movie?
I actually think he will. I actually think this is a movie where he puts his life on the line to save his daughter. And then she becomes whatever that character is, and then we have the Wasp still, and things like that. So I do think I do think there's something behind that, which wouldn't shock me at all. I think this is that kind of thing where this happens. So,
and then just to kind of put a pin in it, Emma Furman played Cassie Lang, the aged up Cassie Lang in Avengers Endgame. And this version is being played by Catherine Newton. And it's jarring because they don't even remotely resemble each other.
They do not look that much alike.
They don't really look alike at all. She's probably best known for, in the movie space, Detective Pikachu. She's also on Big Little Lies.
That's where I knew her from.
It's a weird recast. I don't know why they made the change from Endgame. I understand making the change from Ant-Man and the Wasp to Endgame because you're aging up by 5 years. But to make that recast again is I don't know, to me it's kind of questionable, but she wasn't,
maybe it was purely on acting or something.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't a huge role. That actress wasn't a huge role within Endgame. She was just kind of there. And I think that we'll see.
To me, it kind of reminds me though of like Batman with Christian Bale. They recast it and then we didn't care. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they recast an entirely different person. None of it really even mattered. And then it's just like, oh, Maggie Gyllenhaal is this person.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you meant.
You know what I mean? It was.
I thought you meant like we went from Bale to Affleck to Pattinson. I thought you meant
no. I meant Batman.
Rachel Dawes.
The Rachel Dawes character is like two completely different people with no and initially people were like, what? And then it's like it didn't matter. It literally
it was Katie Holmes in Begins and
Katie Holmes, right? Yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, Rachel Dawes.
No one cared.
Not
that I'm saying that Quantumania is going to be the Dark Knight because that won't be the case.
No. But yeah, I'm interested to see more. I'm sure there will be. I hope that they don't. I hope they don't trailer the hell out of this thing like they did with like the Eternals.
Well, we'll get this one, and then we'll get the one with Black Panther.
Yeah.
And don't you think that'll be the last one?
No, because this is.
I think that this is February.
This is until February. I think that we'll get at least 2 more.
Oh wow!
Okay, 2 more. I
feel like we'll just get the Black Panther one, but yeah.
Well, I think
nothing was fresh.
Talk about room to breathe, though. Before you give another trailer, I mean, this just came out. What was it, yesterday or the day before? And Black Panther's in like 2 weeks from Friday. It's on the 11th. So that's not a lot of time to breathe for one trailer. I think that probably what we'll see is something around the time of the Guardians holiday special is when we'll get another trailer. And then it's full steam ahead because this is February, so it's it's right around the corner pretty much.
Thank God I'll say this. Thank God
there's break. Oh. Yeah.
But also this is a movie that, whatever I was going to see either way, but like at least it does look good and entertaining, and Ant-Man is definitely like something we can kind of rely on for at least being somewhat funny. So
right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
February sucks.
I mean, at least it's shorter.
I mean, Valentine's Day is a great day, but other than that, it's like
whatever.
It's fun.
If you enjoyed our content, please like, subscribe, and share. Be a friend, tell a friend. Subscribe for your chance to win a gift card at 100 subscribers, and then subsequently after that. And then, are you okay?
I just thought I should have my background as that close up of the ant face.
Oh God, that thing was
Damn it.
horrifying.
Damn.
Yeah. That thing was terrifying.
Check it out if you haven't seen it, everybody.
But
Haunt your dreams.
Yeah, if you like I said, if you like our content, like, subscribe, share, be a friend, tell a friend, leave kind reviews, and if you are if we did our job well,
ring the bell.
go ahead and ring that bell.
Ding dong.
Ring it all day long.
Ding dong.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Ding
I don't know.
dong.
Make an ant related joke.
An ant related joke?
Yeah.
I don't have an ant related joke on hand. I didn't know that I would have one.
Nope, wrong thing. Damn it. We'll just cut it there. All right.
What game do ants play with elephants? Squash. How many ants are needed to fill an apartment? Tenants.
Tenant.
How do you call an ant who likes to be alone? Independent. What is the biggest ant in the world? Elephant. Who is the best ant actor? Timothy Oliphant.
Timothy Oliphant.
What ant is bigger than that? Giant. What do you call a 100-year-old ant? Antique. Why don't anteaters get sick? They're full of antibodies.
There you go. There it is.
What do you call an ant from overseas? Import ant. What do you call an ant with frog legs? Amphibian.
Okay, that's enough.
What do you call
That's
an
enough.
ant who sloughs skull? True ant.
That's enough.
What kind of ant is good at math? Account ant.
Thanks for watching.